It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. Espresso is live, large and in charge on this Tuesday morning. Now, before we get cooking in the kitchen, we all know that there are people out there that go without food on their tables every single day, especially during this very difficult time. And the time to act is now. And thankfully, Woolies is providing a platform for those that can give. Woolworths is partnering with the Gift of the Givers to distribute food care packs to families in need. And for as little as 10 Rand a day, you can provide one person with 3 meals for a day. And how then, of course, you can assist is by scanning this QR code that is on your screen right now. So go ahead. I'm just going to pause for just a second longer so that you can see it. Pull out your phone, get to the scanner, and you can snap scan it, as easy as that. And of course, you can also donate from your bank as well. And donate today, whatever amount that you can afford or wish to contribute towards filling a bag. And remember to encourage your family to do so, your friends to do so, your neighbors, your colleagues, and chat to groups as well that you might have on WhatsApp about doing every little bit that you can, because it will make a difference. And at the end of the day, I think it will make you feel so, so good to know that you are contributing to the greater good. Fill a bag. I say it again, fill a bag. Now, in the kitchen with Chef Clem this morning, all kinds of deliciousness. Cheaper cuts of meat are often overlooked, but they are ideal for those slow-cooked pots like hearty stews or casseroles or potjies and more. Think about South African favorites like tamati breedi or oxtail stew, and yes, lamb knuckles, beef shin, lamb neck, pork fillets, all budget-friendly meat cuts that you can use and are also very freely available, or mostly available.
Absolutely.
All year round. So right now we're about to make a, what is it called? A beef ragu.
So what's a ragu?
A ragu is, what is it? What is it, Chef Clem? I have no idea what a ragu is.
So it's basically when you've cooked something low and slow, and the texture of the meat kind of breaks down and it becomes so soft and delicious and intensifies in flavor. A bolognese is a ragu.
A bolognese is a kind of ragu. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I kind of get the philosophy around that.
Of it, yes.
And ragus are great because it allows you to use simple ingredients, but you get the maximum flavor out of it. When you roast something in the oven, for instance,
Yes.
or if you do a dish in the pot, the longer and the slower you cook it, you're reducing the amount of moisture in there. But that brings out the flavor of even a carrot will taste so much different.
It intensifies
It intensifies it so much. Like when my mom used to make leg of lamb,
Yes.
she always used to chuck a carrot in there. And then the longer that leg of lamb cooks for like 2 hours, and it's so weird, the carrot comes out and it still has its flavor in it. I mean, it still has texture, but the flavor is so amplified. And that's just the principle of ragu, low and slow to get maximum flavor out of the ingredients you're using.
Okay,
And then you go
lovely
and use shin, one of my favorite cuts of beef.
Why?
You can imagine a cow, right? It spends most of its time just walking around and grazing all day.
Yes.
So that its legs get the most work.
Okay.
The more you work a muscle,
The tougher it becomes.
Yeah, and the more flavor it develops. That's why it's so dark, because I mean.
So you're saying my biceps taste better than...
Katlejo,
I see what you mean.
Calling yourself tasty.
Hey,
Are you allowed
no,
to do that?
Just
you
kidding.
just did. But yes, beef shin, absolutely amazing. And it's got this marrow bone that runs through the center. Now, marrow bones are instant ways to add flavor to your dish. And the marrow inside,
Yes.
it's fat, mostly fat, carries on the flavor, makes your stew velvety, smooth, and delicious.
Yeah.
So shin is the way to go.
I think you were telling me the other day about the different ways in which people are using marrow.
Yeah.
Whether it may be on a sandwich, whether it may be a bit of toasted bread or something like that. But
Yeah.
that looks like a very good piece of meat.
It's a beautiful piece of meat. I mean,
Wow.
you can see the marbling of fat in between the meat, which is great. Fat is flavor when it comes to meat. It's also got a bit of fat on the outside, which is also amazing. But it's got a lot of connective tissue, and it needs time to break down.
Okay,
So it
okay.
needs about an hour and a half, 2 hours. The longer you can cook this, the better.
The better, okay.
The better. So let's start off. Let's get the oil in. I'm going to start off by browning the meat first. What that does, it actually caramelizes the meat. It's called the Maillard reaction. We're very scientific.
Maillard reaction.
Yeah, it basically caramelizes the sugars in there and brings out the meaty flavor.
Yeah.
So we're using beef stock, but if you brown these really well, you don't even need stock. You'll be perfectly fine without it.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
Into the pot it goes? Those are big.
These are big.
Big
But I
pieces.
also like the fact that these are, and there's 2 in the pack, but this is enough to feed a family of even 6 when you're done cooking it because the meat falls off the bone.
Oh,
And it
yes.
becomes so delicious and fragrant. So first thing in, like that's got some canola oil in there. And we're
Listen
gonna,
to it.
yeah, we want it like a nice little simmer. Don't want it to be too loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want it just like that. That's perfect. So what we're gonna do now, we're gonna add a bit of salt to it. That's just gonna help it brown. As you bring out the moisture of the meat, it's gonna help it brown nicely. Let's talk about
good.
our other ingredients we're gonna have. Aromatics are a great way, using herbs, for instance, a great way to add flavor to a stock. These are bay leaves, and they're amazing. I was reading something the other day that bay leaf tea is apparently so good for you.
Wow.
If you just make this and then you steep it in a little bit of hot water and it
Yes.
brings that, it's got like, apparently it's like a miracle, like, herb.
Okay.
I'm gonna do more research on this.
Yeah, I think we'll need to do that before I try it because
Yeah.
bay leaves for me represents more like food, kind of
Yeah.
stewy, kind of curry
Absolutely.
kind of things, not drink for your delight.
Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna experiment. Okay.
Okay.
Bay leaves going in. That's going in with it. That's gonna start browning, and as the meat's browning, it's gonna add flavor to the shin.
Okay.
And then rosemary. This is literally from young Nicole. Picked this out the garden. Rosemary, it's, as you can tell by the stalk, it's quite hardy.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's a hardy plant. It looks after itself, basically.
Yeah.
You water it maybe now and then, but otherwise it just takes off. And it was great, like talking about like being sustainable right now. That potted plant in front of you from Willie's as well. As soon as you're done like picking up what you want, just stick it in the ground.
Yeah.
You,
As
endless
simple as
supply.
that. Do it at home. Do it at
Just
home.
do it, absolutely. Okay,
Okay.
there we go. Then we've got some leeks. You could use onion. What I love about leeks is you don't need to cook it down like you do need to cook down onions. Onions, you do need to cook
You
down.
can have those a bit crunchier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is going to go for like a little bit longer. But it's got such a more subtle onion flavor. Not that intense onion, it's quite fragrant. So with that's going in. One thing though, always wash your leeks. Make sure there's no sand in between them, just to be safe. You'll spend 2 hours doing a beautiful dish and then you got sand.
Oh, that's
Whoa, horrible.
does not sound good at all.
Doesn't sound good.
Okay.
Carrots going in.
Carrots and
So essentially, we minus the celery, but we're looking at the basic marrow part to add flavor to what we're doing. And that's a great way to add flavor. Then we got tomato paste going in. And that's also a great way to, we're talking about umami. And you get umami from tomato paste. We're not going to waste. And what that does is basically amplifies the flavors of everything else you have going on in your stew.
Yeah.
It's so great. It's like a satisfying savory taste. And you get that from your tomato paste. But you also get it from
Are those anchovies?
is anchovies. Do you like anchovies?
Very salty. Very salty.
How do you feel about them?
I'm not particularly inclined to them, but
No.
if they work in the dish and they make the great circle of life work, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, think of it as a seasoning, like in this dish.
Yeah.
It's gonna mellow out. You're not gonna taste any fishiness in there, but you're gonna get that umami from it.
Okay.
I love anchovies.
Really?
Like anchovies straight up, just like dwa.
Oh, man.
So delicious.
Wowzers.
It's quite strong though, so yes, I understand. Like some people can't, but like absolutely, it's going to like melt and disappear. So what I like doing to give it a head start, you can see the bones and everything in there. Don't be trying to take the bones out. You'll be there
no.
for hours.
Oh, Lord, please don't.
No, you just give it a rough chop, and then don't get yourself a chopping board. Don't get yourself a chopping board that has a hole in it.
Because it'll seep through.
It's gonna. I mean, we do things for TV, but don't get yourself a chopping board with a hole in it.
Everything from now on will smell like anchovies.
Yeah,
Everything you
absolutely,
cook.
absolutely. Okay, give it a bit of a rough chop, and then you add it to your pot,
Good.
and then garlic. I mean, you can add your garlic in the beginning, totally fine. I want to kind of go with the sweetness of the garlic, and what you see what. Just lost my garlic to the hole. But I'm going to give it a little smash. And I like that because it's going to cook for quite a long time, and the garlic's going to go super, super smooth.
Okay.
And like silky and soft and delicious. So it's just going to get that in there.
By the way, if you've just joined us, we are making this beautiful beef ragu with gnocchi, and you can find the recipe on taste.co.za, along with other great inspiration for
All right.
your inner chef, if you will.
Yeah, I
Salt
should
and
have
pepper?
used a bigger pot.
Look, so wow. So there's a lot of ingredients here that are going to be absorbing all of these flavors. Because I mean,
Yeah.
you've added anchovies, which are very salty. You've added salt and pepper. I'm just imagining that there's a lot that's going to be absorbing flavor. So you can kind of go overboard with it a little bit.
Yeah. And it's going to cook for quite a long time.
Exactly.
It's going to mellow out, absolutely. And like, what I want to say is we're using beef shin, but you could easily use beef neck, lamb neck. That's delicious. So tender after you cook
Knuckle
the
meat?
Sorry?
Knuckle meat?
Knuckles, absolutely, yeah.
Especially if you're one of the people that just love getting into the bones and just...
I mean, I used to work at a restaurant and we used to get people complaining when we served oxtail with the bone still on.
What restaurant was this?
I will not mention names.
That's terrible.
But I mean, that's horrible. The whole thing about eating like knuckles and oxtail is to be like...
Exactly, you want to be involved with the food.
Yeah,
man.
no,
All
these
right,
people.
Come on.
Okay,
guys.
tin tomato, and Woolies love you enough to like that they put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Because they understand. I mean, it's 2020. We're not going to be...
Brilliant.
They put a ring on it for us because they know what's up.
And you could even gotten the one that comes with the garlic as well. Chopped
Yeah,
garlic.
I mean, you get the Italian one, you get the one with the Italian herbs, you get the garlic one.
Yeah.
You even get the tin tomatoes now that have gone completely crazy with Indian flavors inspired. It's so amazing.
All of
yeah.
it, all of it.
All of it. That's
Yeah.
gone in there. And then our liquid. So like
Which
I
is
said,
stock.
which is stock. But if you brown that meat perfectly,
You don't even need it.
water.
Yeah.
That's gonna go in. And you wanna make sure that you just cover all the ingredients. That's cool. So my thing,
Yes?
I bring it up to a gentle simmer, and then I put it in the oven. Food that I can like literally put in the pot, put in the oven, forget about. It's my favorite. You know it's gonna come out delicious.
Wow.
It's so good. Then gnocchi. Gnocchi's become my new rice.
Okay.
I mean, and I know it's a treat, but gnocchi is so easy, so delicious to make. It's easy, right? Boiled water, quite a bit of salt, put them in, and about 7 minutes, you'll notice they start rising. As soon as it starts rising, it's done. Okay, then, if you want to be naughty, it's lockdown. It's fine, it's okay. You get a pan and you get butter in there, and you just start browning your butter till it just starts going brown. And then you put your cooked gnocchi in there and you fry it.
Oof.
If you love roast potatoes, fried gnocchi is where it's at.
Serve it up, serve
it up. So
All
then,
right. So now this is after about 2 hours.
this is about 2 hours, and you're gonna get a beautiful, beautiful thick sauce. I'm gonna try and clear some space so you can see what's up. Beautiful thick sauce, and you can see that shin is just, it's about to start falling off. So all I'm gonna do is just...
Oh. Who is claiming this one after
Graham.
the show?
It's
is it
Graham.
Graham?
Oh,
my
Tabisa.
word, that's incredible. All right, while you dish up all of that deliciousness, thank you very much, Chef Clem. Check out taste.co.za for the recipe, and do try this out at home. Voila.
Done.
Wow.